And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. You guys love it when BBC reporters or the BBC get shut down and humiliated, and to be fair, I do too. This is what we've got for you today. We're going to be reacting to a BBC reporter being humiliated by, I think, a Trump supporter over the recent tariffs, of course, imposed here in the United Kingdom. Look, there's been a lot. It's dominated a lot of the headlines this week with regard to Trump tariffs and the UK getting 10%. People would say, actually, well, if we were in the EU, we would have had it a far lot worse. But as always, the BBC are one-sided. They push their agenda. They're very liberal and very much anti-Donald Trump. So all of their questions imposed to individuals that kind of represent Donald Trump or on the side of the Republicans are always very, very hasty and always trying to trip them up. However, I love when guests reverse it and humiliate the BBC reporter instead. Let's have a watch of this, guys, but as always, please do smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more British content. So let's have a watch of this interview.
Still have a special relationship.
Well, it's not that special, is it? If you've imposed 10% tariffs on everything.
What? Did I finish my sentences, or are you going to do the usual BBC thing?
Go right ahead.
So you're after Brexit, you've reaffirmed your independence, and I think that is being proven today by the special rate that has been afforded to the UK.
So we should be grateful here in the UK. Businesses here should be grateful.
Would you like to have the EU tariff level instead?
Well, some people here don't really understand why there's any 10% tariff at all, considering the trading relationship between the US and the UK is balanced.
It's not about balance. It's about what is being done to US goods coming into the UK, because President Trump believes in free trade, but he also believes in fair trade. And there's nothing to say that the current rate, the exempted rate, the special rate you have been afforded could not improve. It is the beginning. And I think I find it strange that you've been afforded such an exceptional status, and you're complaining? I'm not sure I understand that.
I don't speak on behalf of the whole UK, let alone for the UK government. Has President... Oh, sorry, just let me check then. So what does the UK need to offer the US in order to either bring that 10% down or eliminate it altogether?
It's not complicated. It's very, very simple. The goods of each trading partner should be handled and should be taxed, should be tariffed at commensurate rates. There should be parity. So if you don't discriminate against US goods, then the other partner, in this case the UK, will not have their products discriminated against. It's very, very simple. A kindergartner should be able to get that.
So we need to get rid of VAT on the US goods that we sell here?
There should not be any kind of pejorative handling, negative handling of US goods if they do not wish to be reflected in the way that UK goods are handled. It's like the most simple equation. Do unto others as you would wish to have done unto yourself. I think I read that somewhere in a very important book.
Has President Trump just started a global trade war that will make everyone poorer?
This zero-sum game thing is really quite amusing. We want to have great trade relations with every country. But if you have punitive tariffs or tariff-like measures against our goods, you will pay a penalty. It's not about trade wars. It's about equitable relations for everyone's exports. I don't understand how this is difficult to understand. Is this complicated for you?
So a research centre at Yale, the Budget Lab, found that tariffs at 20% would cost, for example, US households up to $4,200 every year. Winner of the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences, Joseph Stiglitz, said virtually all economists think that the impact of the tariffs will be very bad for America and the world. They will almost surely be inflationary. Are they wrong?
Are these the same experts that told us masks would save you from COVID and it didn't come from a lab?
Okay, you don't like them. Let me give you some more then.
Again, you're doing it again. Stop, okay?
No, you don't like them.
You let me respond or you don't invite me on your show. It's that simple. Can I respond?
Go ahead.
Is this the same Yale that was sued because it is racist, because it didn't allow Asians who had the highest scores possible to actually become students there? Are we talking about that Yale, perchance? I don't think I give a fig for the so-called experts at racist institutions like Yale.
Let me give you some other people then. You may want to
You're
disparage.
not going to convince me. You can quote whoever you wish, but 77 million Americans have spoken, and that's why the president has declared Liberation Day today.
Republican Congressman for Montana, Ryan Zinke, says 86% of Montana's imports come from Canada, and that innocents and families that are just trying to get by will get hurt because of these tariffs. Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina says anyone who says there may be a little bit of pain before we get things right needs to talk to my farmers who are one crop away from bankruptcy.
Look, none of these people believe, and I know Ryan. Ryan's a friend of mine. He's a great patriot. He's a former SEAL.
He's not a fan of tariffs.
Oh my gosh, you're doing it again. It's the third time. I will curtail this interview if you interrupt me again. Are we clear?
Go right ahead.
Don't do it again. So this is a setting of the bar. It is the zero reset. This isn't a permanent state of affairs. This is a measure by which those who are using punitive tariffs against our goods are sent a shot across the bow economically and say, hey, stop it. Otherwise, your goods will be treated the same way. This isn't carved in stone. This isn't forever. This is the beginning of the realization for those who have practiced unfair trade relations to reset things. Ryan, I'm sorry, you're a friend of mine, but you're wrong, because this isn't a permanent measure, because we expect normal nations and wise governments to say, okay, we're not going to treat US goods in a punitive fashion, therefore we will have fair trade between our nations. And let's remind the world, my boss was president before for 4 years, and it saw an incredible growth in the US economy to the biggest economy the world had ever seen, with trading partners who actually enjoyed the benefits of that incredible economic growth.
Although, despite tariffs last time, manufacturing jobs as a percentage of total US employment was no higher when President Trump left office than when he took over in 2016.
Yeah, the growth of the economy, however, was absolutely astronomical and resulted in the largest economy the world had ever seen. And now that we've secured the border, and now that we're shipping illegals out of the country, it's going to mean jobs for Americans.
We'll see. Thank you very much, Sebastian Gawker. Thanks.
So yeah, there you go. As always, BBC. So it's always amazing to see people actually come onto the show, and I love to see them not be treated with any respect, like globally. Obviously, in the United Kingdom, we know the BBC, well, they are biased, and all of the rest of it, scandal after scandal, and all these kind of things. But it's so good to see internationals that come in and just come out and say, you're going to do the same thing the BBC always do. I think they know exactly what they're like, which is absolutely brilliant to see on when they're coming on to these interviews. And yeah, that was gold. Victoria Derbyshire, of course, very, very liberal, very, very anti-Trump, of course, pushing her agenda for the BBC. Now, the BBC, of course, again, coming out with other sort of publicists and always anti-Trump. So it's quite good to see the guests come on and put them in their place. But guys, do let me know your thoughts on that one down there in the comment section below. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you all in the next one. Take care.